This is the Ocean Alexander 28L. It's a brand new model having its world debut here at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. This 95-footer is rather charmingly described by Ocean Alexander as the entry-level model in the Legend range, and they specifically wanted to build a boat that was sub 100 feet and around $10 million base price. Designed by Evan Marshall, they've been careful to avoid this eating into the appeal of the boat next door, the 32L, and that has informed some of the design decisions on board. But has it led to compromises? Well, let's find out in this full tour. I'm Jack Haynes, welcome to YachtBuyer. If you haven't done so already, remember to like the video, subscribe and hit the bell icon, then you'll be notified every time we upload a new tour. Right, let's crack on with this one. I'm going to start down here at the bathing platform, and because the tender lives up on the flybridge, this is quite a simple area. This is a fixed platform, it's not particularly long. Of course, they want to separate it from the boat up in the range. As I've already mentioned, you've got access here through down into the crew space. It's actually quite convenient having the bigger sister next door. Obviously she's more expensive, so you get a bit more platform. That's also hydraulic, so that drops down into the water. And if you want to do your comparison side by side, you can do that at yachtbuyer.com. You can look at these boats, compare them head to head and see where the differences really lie. Let's carry on with the tour now though and head up to the cockpit. There's stairway access up both sides of the transom into the cockpit, and this staircase leads to the upper deck. There's another access point actually inside. We're going to look at that later on in the tour. And then we're into what is a very large cockpit. There's lots of length here, so you have plenty of space to move around in this area. But your seating area aft, this is mounted slightly higher to give some headroom in the crew space below. This table obviously opens up to double in size if you want to dine out here under the protection of this pretty substantial overhead. Really nice craftsmanship here as well. I love the finish on the varnished wood, and all the stainless steel is beautifully done as well. It does feel a little bit enclosed by these mouldings on either side, but these are handy because they're really useful serveries for the crew to serve guests. You've got your sink here. That could probably be a little bit bigger considering how much countertop you've got. There's two fridge drawers down there, and obviously this TV which goes up into the ceiling. We're not using it, and this is just storage down here. But one of the main features of this model is this single level main deck right forward to the dining space. So let's head in there. Moving inside then, at the aft end of the saloon, you're met by this really nice lounging area, and this is a new interior palette for Ocean Alexander called Eden Mist, and it uses taboo wood. That's not taboo as in the wood's being naughty, that's T-A-B-U. Ultimately, it's a very light, bright palette that mixed with these enormous windows does make it very nice and bright in here. All the furniture's by Poltrona Frau, so it looks very nice, but also nice and comfortable when you sink into those armchairs, and this great big bar area as well. In fact, the boat's so new, there should be 3 bar stools in front of this bar that haven't quite arrived yet. But yeah, this is a very nice arrangement. You've got a fridge down here so you can keep cold drinks, glass storage down this side. Again, a sink that could probably be a little bit bigger. And I like this marble detail. It is quite muted in here, so this splash of colour is very welcome. On the starboard side, this is an internal staircase to the upper deck, and then this is another sliding door. A push button, just like the aft doors, gives nice access out onto the starboard deck for guests and crew to move around. Dayhead on this side, pretty well positioned in the middle of this deck. And then over on the port side, there's the galley. The first thing to say about this galley is it's surprisingly big for a boat of these dimensions, and also it feels very family orientated. It opens up really nicely to that dining space forward. You can see we've got the sliding doors, so when they're open you can communicate really easily with people at the dining table. Obviously very nice to be able to arrange drinks and food and plates up here so they can be served very easily. It is obviously designed to be crewed. It's a 95-foot boat, but if you want to have that sort of family experience, this feels very home from home. Though you can close it off with those doors. There's a sliding door on that side as well, so you can enclose it if you want privacy from the crew, and they've still got a way to get out through that door there. In terms of facilities, well, there's loads of countertop. You've got a big dishwasher down here and a trash compactor, really handy if you're on board for long periods of time, and a huge pantry on this side, so there's plenty of storage for foodstuffs, pots and pans, that sort of thing. Cooling space is really good as well. Got the Sub-Zero here, but on top of that you've got ice maker down here and a separate wine fridge, so you're not short of cooling space, and really good sized cooking appliances as well. A big hob with the pot clamps and then an extra wide oven down here. It's a really well furnished space, and great how well it connects the dining space forward. So let's have a look at that. Another difference between this model and its big sister is there is no main deck owner's cabin option on this model. You can only have the dining space here, and you'll either like that arrangement or you won't. But I think if you have to eat inside, this is a great place to do it. 270-degree views, loads of natural light because of the amount of glass in this area, and lots of space to move around the table. It feels a really comfortable area to move around in, and that great connection with the galley, as I've already mentioned. The other nice thing is the storage around here. For the crew to set the table should be really easy because they've got everything in and around this area. And there are little things like, I really like these catches. They're pull, but they also lock it in place. And the other nice thing is having things like your crockery all in dedicated fiddles. It's the same over on that side, and then you can push them away. Soft close runners, all very nicely executed. Now the bow area on this boat, which you can get to via side doors on either side, is pretty plain. I can't help but think that given you haven't got a huge amount of sunbathing space elsewhere outside, some sun pads up there wouldn't hurt. From here, let's head upstairs to the bridge deck. It's so nice to be able to get up to this deck using an internal staircase. That just works so well. And the glazed area in this boat is pretty amazing. Benefits are obvious. Lots of natural light in and wonderful views out from this elevated sky lounge. A great view from your only helm station as well. Great view forward at least. And if you're doing slow speed manoeuvring, you can plug in a wandering remote aft on this deck and on the deck below. But of course, you've got your cameras too. So you have got oversight at least of the stern of the boat from up here, and these screens, well, look at them. This is a great screen as well. The boat's management software is really clearly labelled, nice big buttons. You can see everything from engine information, you can check your tank levels, even down to seeing which appliances around the boat are on and off. Very easy to use, and nice that you've got the picture of the boat as the home screen as well. Hard controls all down here. They're all laid flat, so not going to be that easy to see from the helm chair. However, the helm chair is fully adjustable, and I like that they've put the controls in the armrest so you can sit back and control these screens without having to lean forward, because from the chair, they are quite a long way to use the touchscreen. Good to have a navigator seat. They're both fully adjustable as well. Lovely big ship's wheel. Now, in terms of performance, you've got a pair of MTUs. They're 2,600 horsepower each. The top speed is just shy of 20 knots and should cruise at about 16.5. However, if you drop it to 11 knots, you're going to cover over 1,000 nautical miles. Drop it to 8.5 knots, closer to 2,000 nautical miles. So a really good cruising range on this thing if you want to cover long distances. Just behind the helm, there's another bar, not quite as big as the one down below, but it's still pretty well stocked. You've got a sink here, there's a nice big fridge under here, and more storage for glass and stuff like that underneath. Another nice comfortable seating area, sort of mimics what we've got downstairs, but this is where you can really drink in those views. These armchairs have got such a great view out over the water, and incidentally there is a day head on this deck as well, which is quite a nice touch. I should also point out that there is some flexibility with this design. They're a semi-custom builder, so for example, if you didn't want the day head up here, you could lose it. They will do that sort of stuff as long as it's not affecting structural bulkheads. Right, before we finish up, let's head out to the aft deck. With that covered dining area in the cockpit, if you want to catch the sun, this is where you're going to want to be. You've got this table tucked in the corner. This is actually well placed because it's got nice protection from the wheelhouse. This table adjusts up and down as well, and like the one downstairs, will fold in half if you want to use it as a coffee table. Big crane over here because this is where the tender lives. That's got an 1,100 kilogram lift capacity. There isn't a hot tub option as standard on this, but I imagine if you wanted one, if it was going to be a deal breaker, they would do it for you. Obviously that would sit here, but the reason this is such an open space is of course the tender's got to live up here. Over on this side, you've got the grill. You can serve guests from the barbecue pretty easily as they're sitting over there, and there's a fridge here as well, so you've got some cooling space. Right then, that's the decks. Let's head inside and have a look at the guest cabins. It's a 4-cabin arrangement on the lower deck with the VIP right forward, a couple of guests after that, and then we're here in the owner's cabin, which is full beam and amidships. Maybe not quite as much space in front of the bed as you'd expect on a boat of this size, but there's more floor space around either side, and storage is good because there's a storage cupboard here and a proper walk-in wardrobe over on that side. No issues with bed size, that is nice and large. Big bedside tables as well with a couple of drawers for storage, and there's more drawer storage in the bureau behind me. That's set a little bit low, hasn't got the best view out of the hull windows, but natural light is good because of those. And the bathroom is really rather nice because you have split his and hers sink and toilet. The only thing they share is the shower cubicle, which is frankly enormous, and nice that you've got the rain shower head, one mounted on the wall, and a wand. Whatever type of shower you want, you can have it in here. Let's check out the guest cabins. Into the lobby, there's a fridge at the bottom of the stairs, which is quite handy, so guests can have cool snacks and drinks down here that's close to their cabins, and the same with the washer dryer stack. They don't have to rely on the crew to do their washing if they don't want to, and that's nicely hidden behind that push panel there. Moving forward, we come to the guest cabins, and we'll start with the doubles first. Well, doubles or twins, in fact, because these can slide across. And on this boat, it's quite handy because one's configured as a twin, the one on the other side is configured as a double. So it just gives you a bit of flexibility depending on who's using the cabin. Good for charter as well. Nice spaces, you know, nice big window, and also almost at water level. So when you're lying in this bunk especially, you've got a lovely view when you wake up. TV mounted up on the wall here. Obviously, you've got a shared bedside table, and there's a decent amount of storage behind this door, and both have got good private en-suites with very large separate shower cubicles. Finish off in the VIP. It's quite a novel arrangement, this. It's quite nice to come up this stairway. It feels quite grand, and it's a good space too. Nice big bed in here. Storage is decent with all these lockers around at eye level. You've got the bureau over on that side, and yeah, nice space to move around here. Actually, not too bad to get changed in this area if you need to. You also got a very nice private ensuite. However, you'll probably have noticed something. There are no windows in here, and there's not a skylight. You have got an escape hatch, but no natural light at all. Weirdly enough, the artificial lighting is so good that you don't miss it too much. However, they could probably adopt something like what Fairline do, where you have backlit panels to give you the sense of natural light, or even what Wally do, cameras on the outside, screens on the inside, so you can still see the outside. Yeah, something to think about maybe. Right, let's head to the crew space. There is access to the crew area through the transom door, but at sea it's a much easier option to come through this side door. The boat's designed to run with a maximum of 4 crew. That door behind me leads into the engine room. At the bottom of the stairs you've also got a full height fridge freezer, which is quite nice. Over on this side is the captain's cabin. That's got a double bed and nice private ensuite, and it's opposite the mess, which has obviously got a little dinette, sink, microwave up there. I like that they've got the same screen you've got on the helm as well, so you've got, again, all the systems up there so they can control things from down in the crew mess, and washer dryer down here too. Moving forward, we come to the rest of the crew accommodation. This side is a bunk cabin, not too bad in size, and opposite that is the crew bathroom. Again, that's large enough to have a separate shower cubicle, which is a nice touch, and there's even a workshop tucked down here as well, outside of the engine room, not something you always see on boats of this length. And this door is the transom door access that I mentioned earlier on. Right, to the engine room. Through a nice chunky engine room door into what is a slightly noisy engine room. We've got the shore power converter whirring away over there, but this is a nice space. It's so new, this boat. They've still got the cellophane on the flooring. The flooring incidentally is nice. It's not too hard on the feet or the knees, and it all lifts up as well, so you get to the bilge easily, and it's very easy to move between the engines. Nice that you've got these railings all the way around so you can steady yourself if you're down here at sea, and these lovely big MTU lumps. But despite their size, you can see everything, including things like the shaft, the bilge, very easy, and you can move around all sides as well. And it's full of kit, this thing. It's got fin stabilizers, it's got a water maker, it's got twin 40 kilowatt generators, big for a boat of this size. You can run the entire hotel load off one generator, which is quite nice. But as I said, despite all that kit, it's a spacious area, it's nice and cool, well lit, loads of headroom, really good job. There you go then, the Ocean Alexander 28L. I think there are some improvements to be made to the exterior design in places, but I think they've knocked it out the park with this main deck, especially the way they've worked in this galley, which offers quite a rare thing. A crewed boat that still has a very strong family feel. You can leave the crew to do it if you want to, or if you want to serve the family yourself, this feels like a really home from home place to do it. And remember, if you want to compare this to its rivals, you can do that on yachtbuyer.com and read an in-depth review. And remember to let me know what you think of this model in the comments below. Thank you for watching that tour. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you give the video a like, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can do that by clicking up here. We've got another Ocean Alexander tour on the channel. We've done the 37L, the flagship of this range. That's up here. 35 Puro down here. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haynes. This is YachtBuyer.